What's up? What's up? What's up? This your boy Zeke, dog, and I'm back with another video. So, I've had different people that I've talked to ask me a question, and I kind of thought it was a simple answer. I'm like, well, all you got to do is this, but not everything is always as simple as what you may think. So, that's why I'm making this video. And that question is, how do you become a truck driver? So, for starters, how do you become a truck driver? One, you have to make sure that you currently hold a valid driver's license. And you may think that's isn't it obvious? Don't take for granted what you and I consider the obvious. But yeah, you need to hold a valid standard driver's license. The next thing you need to do is to go take a DOT physical. Like, why would you do that? I'm trying to become a truck driver. I don't need a physical. Yes, you do. You need a DOT physical because once you go to the DMV and request to get a permit, a CDL permit, you need that DOT physical. They won't give it to you without that. So that's what I'm telling you. You need a DOT physical. So you get your physical done. Now you go to the DMV, your local DMV. Your driver's license place. Don't act like you don't know what it is. So you go up in the office and you tell them you need to take your CDL test, which has 3 parts. One is going to be the general knowledge test. The second one is going to be the air brakes test. All right? And the third one is going to be combination vehicles test. So all 3 of those you got to pass all 3. You can't pass 2 and all 3. So you pass all 3 of those tests. I don't recall the exact percentage, but I believe it's 80% or higher. And some places when you're taking a test, let's say if that part of the test has 20 questions, once you reach so many that you have already passed, and the test automatically knows you're going to pass it, no matter if you get all of the rest of them wrong, it will automatically end that test telling you that you have passed. So not too bad. All right, you pass all 3 tests. Now you get your CDL permit. What do you do after that? Well, you got options. You can do a Google search in your area to see where all the local CDL schools are. Now, as a caveat, some of these CDL schools will pretty much take you through the processes that you just did, which is the physical, the 3 parts of the DMV test. They'll help you do that. Or have all that done if you're serious about going to get your CDL to become a commercial driver. So get that. Like I said, reach out to those schools in the area. There are a lot of different ones. I don't have any particular one that I'm promoting or know much about, but there are a lot of CDL schools that you have to pay to go to. Now, if you're a veteran, I know with veterans, if you have like your GI Bill, there are schools that can use that money in lieu of you actually paying that tuition, and the government, the Army, would be paying for you to get your CDL. But if you're just an average Joe, just a regular guy, a CDL is going to run you anywhere between $4,000 or $5,000. Yeah, expensive. Because last year in 2022, during the month of February, the laws changed to where you had to have a school type requirement. You had to have so many hours of actual CDL classes and courses in order to get your CDL. You couldn't do what you could previously do, which is go get your permit, get your buddy who's been driving trucks for years, go ride with him. He teaches you how to drive. You take his truck back to the DMV. He signs saying, hey, he's a good driver, he's ready to take his test. You take your test, and bam, that's it, you're done. No long class, no courses, no hours and hours of learning, none of that. You just ride with your buddy, and you're done. Big government came in and said, we don't want y'all doing it anymore. I don't know the theory behind it. Just taking a guess. Big government always want their hand in something. I'm just gonna leave it right there. So, like I said, you can pay that money, go to the school. I've heard of some CDL classes taking 3 weeks. I've heard of some taking 3 months. You have to get with that particular school. Option number 2. Find a company that will offer to get you your CDL through their training course. And then you pretty much guaranteed a job afterwards. Because they're going to want you to work for them. Probably for a whole year. I've heard of some companies wanting you to work for them for 2 years. Now, with these companies, from my understanding, you can pay your way out of having to work for them for that long period of time. But there are a few big companies out here. Swift, I believe, has a training program for CDL. TMC. And that program is actually good, you know. Regardless of how I feel about certain individuals there, the company as a whole is good. The training there is good. Prime Inc. Because I can say I fall up on the Prime now. We have a CDL school here. I want to say possibly, I don't want to throw out any names that don't have the CDL school, but look into, I want to say KLM. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they may have a school. So you go through that company's training. Once your training is complete, you have to go back to when I went through, let me say that, this ain't for, I'm not saying it's for everybody, but when Zeke Dawg went through training with the company, I had to go back to my home state and the documents that you need to verify that you have completed so many hours of your training gets uploaded to the DMV, so they have it on like a national website so that you can't really forge it, is my understanding. But you go back to your home DMV and say, hey, I passed, give me my CDL. So yeah, you get your CDL then. Now, at any point from you getting your permit up until and after you get your CDL, you can also go ahead and start taking your test for your additional endorsements. So right after I got my permit in my hand, piece of paper, I could have went right back to the counter and said, all right, I want to take some more tests. I want to take the tanker test. I want to take the double, triple test. I want to take the passenger test. I ain't doing no passenger. You can kind of say you want to take the hazmat, but most likely you're not going to be able to take the hazmat. Reason for that, you have to get your background check done first prior to taking the hazmat test. That background check has to come back. Then you also have to take a hazmat class, which is online. So there's two things really: background, hazmat class. Then you can go to the DMV and say, I want to take that hazmat endorsement. So prior to you getting your actual CDL driver's license, you can have all your endorsements lined up, ready to be applied to your actual driver's license once you get done with all your training and officially become a CDL holder. So now you got a CDL, you have a commercial driver's license. What do? There is an app, and it, I don't want to say it's the friendliest app, but hold on. All right, the app is called Driver Pulse, and I'm gonna see if I can show it to y'all without all right, this is, I don't know if it's showing. This is Driver Pulse. You know what? I may have to just upload it. Upload it now and just show it on the screen over here. So this is Driver Pulse. From here, you can build you a resume. And under the resume, you can look at things such as experience and put a big fat 0 experience. So it'll show you all the companies that are willing to hire someone with 0 experience. And apply. Just keep on applying. Now, hopefully, if you have decided that you want to become a commercial driver, you have a pretty decent driver's record. If you have DUIs, careless driving, multiple moving violations, the likelihood of a company hiring you decreases dramatically. So I should have said this way at the beginning. Go to the DMV, pull your driver's record, see what is on there. I'm not sure if you can pull a DAC report at this point, but there's a DAC report. It may only be for commercial drivers once you become commercial, but pull your DAC report, see what's on there. I mean, it's you want to make sure that you're presenting to these companies a person that is hireable. Because if your record is jacked, no shots to be taken, but you're going to end up over at Western Express. Man, you know what? Nothing against those fellas at all, man. Cause some of y'all may drive from like, Zeke, man, why you doing us like that? Man, don't be hitting Zeke with that, man. I'm just listen, y'all have seen bonehead truckers. Y'all know who be on there. The two top companies that be on bonehead truckers the most: Swift, Western Express. So, with that being said, let's say you got that good driver's record. You apply to these companies. Now you're gonna go to their company. Once you get there, they're gonna tie you in with a driver trainer, because all you have now is just a CDL. You don't have any experience at all. Zitcho nano experioso. That sounded like it was some real words from a different country. So you're gonna get out there with that driver trainer, and you probably want to be out there for a good period of time. Driving training is gonna be on average between 1 to 3 months. Anywhere in between is you and another driver with driver training. Now, there are gonna be jobs that you can take that can either be local, home every day, regional, home on a weekend, it may be even home once during the week, or OTR, over the road, baby. You may be home every couple weeks or every month. You just have to get in where you fit in. Pick what's good for you. If you're big on family, not to say that Zeke ain't big on family. If you cannot live without seeing your family every day, let me say that, then over the road may not be for you. You may need to find a local truck driving job, and there's nothing wrong with that. You just gotta find which job for trucking is for you. If you're a young lady, there's a lot of nice young ladies out here driving now. You're 5'2", you're 100 pounds, 105 with boots on. Don't go looking for no flatbed job. I seen one poor child. She came to TMC. I said, you know, this is a flatbed company, right? Oh yeah, blah, 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 I'm in there. Okay. I'm not gonna even say day one. It was 0.5 of a day. By lunchtime, she was already, yep, that's it for me. I'm like, you finna have a long Greyhound ride home. Because these companies ain't gonna fly you back home. They gonna put you on a Greyhound. Cheapest way back home. So find something that you think you have an interest in, that you can physically do if it requires physical activity. You may not want to sit in a truck all day and just hold the steering wheel and drive and go open the door and come back in and go sleep. You may want to be more active. Maybe you're coming from a military background or a background to where you just not used to just sitting all day. You got the tanker side. Now, I'm not sure how physical you get with the tanker, but I tend to hear more women going to the tanker side rather than the flatbed side. So you got like 4 divisions. We're gonna stay with these 4 because you can branch off and go into dump trucks and go into all this other stuff. We're not gonna do all that. You got your dry van. It's just a dry, big van, probably one of the most common ones you see going down the road. Then you got your reefer trailers. Look just like a dry van, except for it got a huge, big air conditioner on the front of it. And you have to keep it regulated at certain temperatures to keep your product there good. So if you gotta set it for minus 20 degrees prior to getting your stuff picked up, that's what you gotta do. Then you have the tanker division. Let me throw this in. With the reefers, you are required to get the trailers washed out. I don't know how often, when instructed, every load. I'm not sure on that. I'm not a reefer guy. Tankers, you have to also get them washed out. And tankers carry around fluid, so you got to know that. If you got your tanker endorsement, you should know about the slush of the fluid moving around, which can affect you driving. So you have to be careful with that. But tanker division is a good division as well. And then you got gang, baby. Flatbed. FB. I don't know. We flatbed gang over here. Gang. So you got the flatbed, man. Y'all see us. We skateboarding until we put a load on it. Then we rocking it. So those are pretty much the big 4 divisions that you want to look at. Now you're in trucking. Where you gonna go? You're not just gonna drive around a tractor all day with nothing behind you. You gotta haul something. You gotta move something from one location to the next location. That's what we do, and we get paid for it. So that's how you become a trucker. Education isn't a requirement, but I would suggest you start learning geography. Learn the roads. I'm pretty sure there are classes that you could take to learn how to read a map. In high school, that was like one of my favorite classes. I learned how to read a map, and I was like, what? And I just became infatuated with maps. A lot of people don't realize that the interstate system, how simplistic it is, to where you can, when you step back and look at it, and let's just say I'm on I-80, I automatically know I'm northern United States. So starting from the bottom, you got I-10, you got 20, you got I-30, you got I-40, 50, 60, 70, 80. It may even be a 90. But the lower you are in the United States, Florida, Louisiana, lower Texas, you got I-10. I-20, mid-Mississippi, mid-Alabama, mid-Atlanta, northern Louisiana, mid-Texas. Then you got 40, mid-Tennessee going across. And like I said, 80, Iowa, Pennsylvania, Ohio. It goes up and down in order. And they're even numbers. Keep that in mind. Then you got odd numbers like I-55, I-65, I-75, I-85, and it starts from lower numbers on the California side going all the way to the east side, New York, South Carolina, to the higher numbers. So the basic geographic information, study it, learn it. If you're going to be out here on these roads, you should know roads. You should not be afraid to be able to drive without a GPS. You should be able to pull over and pull out a map and say, all right, this is the route I need to go. You need to plan your route. You need to know the height of your vehicle. You need to know the length of your vehicle. You need to know the weight of your vehicle. There's a lot that goes into trucking other than just turning the steering wheel. So this is how you get into trucking. If you got any questions about getting into trucking, hit me up. I'm your boy Zeke Dog. I got you. I don't have no ways to really help you, but I got you as far as with I can motivate you and say good luck. No, but for real, hit me up, shoot me an email, ZekeDogTrucking@gmail.com. If you got a real legitimate question, hey Zeke Dog, I'm thinking about getting into trucking. First of all, I'm gonna say, man, hey, come on over here to Prime. I'm already let you know. So when you ask me about Prime, I'm gonna say the Prime all the time, Prime time. If you ask me, should I go TMC, should I go to Prime? I'm gonna say, come on over to Prime. I'm just gonna call it fair, man. Now, if you like me and be like, man, I just want to drive their trucks for a minute, then them come over to Prime. Hey, man, if that's what you do, that's what you do. But at the end of the day, when you do come over here to Prime, put in that ZGAITLA code, GAITLA. Referred to you by ZGAITLA. So, appreciate you checking out my video, man. Like, share, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and join the dog team. So, man, until the next time, baby, keep it trucking.